This is Lake Couchiching.
I wrote
It's
a
something
song.
that in Orillia, almost everybody gravitates down to the lake. And it figured in your life. It figures in your music, doesn't it?
Yeah, I wrote a song about this lake. It's called Couchiching.
That's kind of appropriate.
I know it is. It's got the title of the song is Couchiching, and I wrote it quite recently for one of the events that I was going to be doing up here at the Opera House.
Where was your favorite swimming spot?
Well, we came here to swim on our bicycles when it was called the Barnfield Motor Camp.
So
It was like a trailer.
it's entirely appropriate that the
thing.
monument is in this very spot.
So we swam here, or we swam at Couchiching Park, or we swam at Bass Lake. You know, there were three places to
Tell
swim.
me, what went through your mind when the tarp came down?
Well, you know, I was amazed because I knew that the songs were sort of like expressed in the artwork, in the work that he did. Like each song was, and to see that I'd seen a sample of it that you. It showed me a DVD. He sent me a DVD while he was still working on it.
Yeah.
And it came out just as I thought that it should. I think that all the songs that are on like Gord's Gold Volume 1 are represented on that.
We're going to go up there in a moment and talk about some specific parts of that. But I want to ask you, when you were just a little guy, did you ever, in your wildest imagination, think that something like today was going to happen?
Well, I was going to talk about that. I actually could spend 2 or 3 chapters
I know that.
going
I know
on that
yeah.
one. But I started writing songs when I was in high school, and I just never stopped at that point. So the question is the effect that the influence that this town had. I was involved in music in this town for as long as I could remember.
And we just met a couple
right
of people
back to when I was just
that sang with you in the quartet.
Yes, and my family all sang too. My grandmother, my aunts, my grandmother played the piano. My mother and father were into music. It was running through the whole family.
Would you like to go up and have a look at the monument? And there's a couple of things I want to ask you about it up there.
Yeah.
And then there's some other people who want to talk to you afterwards. But let's head up there now and have a quick look.
Yeah.
Okay. The walk back to the statue included meeting Jim Wood, one of Gord's high school teachers.
This is our barbershop coach.
The old one.
And you were at the church for that night.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
They coached us going into barbershop competition. Jim was he was
The front man to get
What
you
were
on
we doing?
stage and happy as a day.
You're responsible for all this.
we were doing choreography.
Yeah.
We were barbershop quartet choreography is a special thing all the time.
Gord, I got to ask you, do you remember that guy? Do you remember him?
Well, very vaguely. That was an era. It looks to me it comes from sometime in the 70s. At a time when I had a beard and curly hair at the time. And I'm thinking, and I'm probably thinking about lyrics. I'm probably thinking about making things rhyme, making things make sense.
Well, I've seen a picture of you very similar to that pose.
I know.
Do you remember from the first documentary that Tim was saying we should leave a hole here so we can put a cigarette in it?
Oh yeah, I know.
He didn't do that.
He never did do that.
How do you think about how he captured all the various little scenes?
I was glad that you sent me the DVD because that you did, because I looked that one over and I'm trying to count the number of songs that are represented there, and there's
20.
a whole bunch of them. There's 20.
Yep.
20 songs represented in these smaller beautiful little bits of work that he does all around the main subject here.
I think my
I-
favorite is if you could read my mind up here in the top
This
corner.
comes from the cover of Sundown. I know that it does.
Sundown?
Because of the sandals.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So he actually improved on it a lot. That's the way I was
I
looking
had
at
to
it.
have you in
At
that
that
iconic
time.
pose with your sandals on, eh?
Yeah.
So,
He improved on it a little bit.
do you think you'll be coming back
And
some?
also, when we put it out there, they airbrushed the beer bottle out that I had sitting right here.
You know what they did? They took out your cigarette for the promotion of this event here. They had the photograph. I saw it. They told me.
Oh, yeah. No, it's supposed to not be there.
Do you think you're going to come back sometime when all this hubbub is all done, just to sit here and study it a little bit more closely?
Sure, I'm going to look at it today, too. I'd like to look through, try and pick them all out. I would, and you can, too.
I think what was brilliant that Tim did was the very top 3 leaves
The only
Are-
one that
the
has 3.
Canadian Railroad trilogy, the 3 parts of it depicted up in the very
The
top.
trestle, the bridge.
Yeah, and then finally they're done the railroad, and then you can see a little graveyard right down there, and that's because at the end of the song you have a silence for the people that died right beside the train.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because your song ends with the silence for the people that
Yeah,
died.
yeah.
And then you got old Dan above the fireplace there,
Yeah.
and then you have one of the most difficult songs, Don Quixote there.
Yeah.
And then I have a windmill on his armor.
Yeah.
So it's Don Quixote. And the early morning rain.
Yeah.
The bottle in front of him, that's Pearson. And then her name was Anne, and I'll be damned if I recall her face. So you can't see her face in that one.